Zapa mutima, zapa mutima, zapa mutima.
Hello, you are on Zapa Mtima, brought to you courtesy of Gavi Beverages, the manufacturers of Elixir Kombucha. That's your natural health drink. And you on Zapa Mtima today is wonderful. I'm telling you, we have an explosive show. I'll be coming back on the other side as I give you our guest today. I introduce our guest, and of course, I give you our health tip. Only on Zapa Mtima.
Zapa mutima.
This is the real deal.
The real deal is Elixir.
Elixir Kombucha, the real deal.
Elixir?
That's me.
No, I meant the kombucha.
You can have mine.
Now that's a real deal.
The real deal is Elixir.
Elixir Kombucha, the real deal.
Zapa mutima.
Welcome back. You're on Zapa Mtima, and of course, our health tip for today. We are looking at eating at scheduled times. Now, according to health experts, consuming your meals, and snacks on a regular schedule can actually help your digestive system to be in a top shape. So when you don't eat consistently, when you don't eat at consistent times, it can cause your stomach to overwork, and this will actually result in a lot of bloating and things like that. So make sure you take your meals at the right time, schedule your time, have a healthy body, and remember, drink Elixir Kombucha because, of course, it is healthy, it is natural, and it will keep your body healthy. You're on Zapa Mtima, like I said, and as usual, we go deep inside the Mtima to find out. We have on the show today, this is Mulaza Kaira, Veneva Filimu, born 1984, also known by the stage names Mark2, DJ Flavor Boy, DJ Booga rather, Flavor Boy. He's a Zambian multi-award winning hip-hop, musician, singer, writer, producer. Fingi, Mark2, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you so much for having me, man.
Hey, what's the secret? What's behind these names? Yeah, full of how did you just come up? Are they just given? Did you come up with these names?
I don't usually tell this story. But, since we're on Zapa Mutima, I might as well.
Makamaka.
It's always nicer to just give a small intelligent answer and that's it. But so anyway, Mark2 is, when I was in high school, I joined another rap group.
Okay.
And in that rap group, there was a guy called Mark.
All right.
So because my name is Mark Mulaza Kaira.
Oh yeah.
The boys used to call me Mark1, Mark2.
Ah.
So that's how the Mark2 stuck. You know how it
Wow.
is with those two nicknames.
Yes,
you
yes.
hate it stiks.
I remember Ken Dumbo. He was just he had Dumbo wale diringana wabayichi Dumbo. At Ken Dumbo. English. Oh, Mark2 to differentiate between the other Mark and you.
Yeah, when I was starting out, my name was just MK. But then, at that particular time, MKV was like one of the hottest musicians, so I couldn't be MK because there was an MK voice.
MKV.
MKV.
Yes, I
so
remember. Yeah.
That's how it became MK
Mark2.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and it stuck, so I couldn't change it. Yeah.
Wow.
All those other names are for different alter egos. Like Flavor Boy is the singer, DJ Booga is producer, and
Yeah.
so on and so forth.
ngamule fikwesha filia nishiyachinja well, what inspires you to write your music, and shed more light on the album, but start with the music. How do you just, you know?
I think the best music is made when there's honesty, when it's really made from your heart. So, of course, it's a business and you have to make music that will appeal to people, music that can sell. But even as you do that, I think it's always important to write about things that really affect you, things that you are really going through. So exactly. So, in most cases, it's stuff that you see around. It's stuff that you're going through. It's stuff that you see your friend or your neighbor go through. Or they say as an artist, you're like a mirror. You only reflect what is out there. Like you only reflect society. If we sing a lot of love songs, it's because there's a lot of love out there, or people are enjoying this type of music. If we sing a lot of music about social awareness, it's because people are beginning to talk about these things.
And the new album?
So the new album is called, by the way, this is going to be the 5th album. The first album was called Ndimpondo. Second album was called Legendary. The third album was called Zero to Hero. The last album was called Ghetto President. And this album is called Olijaba, meaning original.
Olijaba, meaning original. I think most of us know that street meaning.
Paladingo.
Yes. You know, I'm noticing that there's a big difference from Olimupondo to, I think it's getting more civil or something. I don't know, how, some transformation?
I think when we put out Ndimpondo, I was in my 20s. You know, so... Yeah. 10 years later, you can't think the same, you can't speak the same.
Yeah.
You know, the Bible says... When we were young, we used to act like young, but when we grew up, we put away all childish things. You know what I mean? So you can't expect me to sound the way I sounded 10 years ago. And that's interesting because, like, your question is interesting because there are still a lot of people who are like, we like that old Mark2. We want you to sing like that. And I'm like, guy, you want me to sing like 10 years ago? You see, you know, so... there's a lot of growth and maturity that happens naturally, but also music trends will always change. So you always have to adapt to the new trend. Those people who fail to evolve, kupwa.
Wow.
I
hope they don't.
You become extinct. You know what I mean?
Excellent.
A very important survival instinct is to evolve when it's time to evolve. Yeah. To just know it.
Flexibility, When we come back, I would like us to talk about competition. I want to know whether you have competition, whether you do stuff out of competition. There's someone probably you're competing with silently. You are on Zapa Mtima, and we are talking to Mark2 Venewake on the other side.
Zapa Mtima.
That's me.
No, I meant the kombucha.
You can have mine.
Now that's a real deal.
The real deal is Elixir.
Elixir Kombucha, the real deal.
Zapa Mtima.
Welcome back. We are talking to Mulaza Kaira Mark2. I want to hear what this competition thing, because I know it's rife. I don't know how you take it. I know others it's serious. For others it's something else. What's your take? Who's your competitor? Whom do you compete with? Do you compete? I'm a question because
Mwala
solver.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, there are two ways to look at it.
Yeah.
The first way is that knowing that there are other people in your line of work who are doing similar things, it's important to keep an eye on what people are doing so that you're in tune with what's happening.
Okay.
You can't just be blind and say, no, me, I don't care about what other people are doing. This is
relevant.
exactly. You need to be aware. And
Yeah.
sometimes what happens is you knowing what other people do will keep you on your toes,
Yeah.
especially when people are doing exceptionally well. Like in our music industry right now, there are so many people who are doing amazing things such that we push each other. Wamone china chimbolu kadi, wamona na chimbolu kadi. I feel na posta kwa mano.
Yes.
Wamona chimbi na, you know, that sort of, we push each other, and
Yes.
there's nothing wrong with competition. In fact, competition brings out the best in us.
Wow.
A lot of people say like, hey guy, I'm my only competition. But in actual sense, you need competition. You need people who are going to push you, people who are going to, just their presence makes you feel like, you know what, I shouldn't be comfortable. Because there's someone who's fighting for my spot.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So competition is important. But I get it again when people say like, I'm my biggest competition. Because really, sometimes if all you're doing is chasing that guy till I beat that guy, and you beat them, you
Then
somehow
what?
become complacent.
Yeah.
So it's always important to look at your past work and say like, this is what I need to beat. I need to be better than I was yesterday. So I get people who say like, I'm my own competition. But yeah, like I said, I look at it on both sides. Yeah.
Mark2, some people say, Kuliaku Big Brother Mwalikwe,
I'm good.
that you were too quiet. You had any strategy, mwenso nangushan?
I think Balandati, you can't know a fool till he speaks.
That,
Yeah.
I like that.
It's always important to only speak when necessary.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Kulandaranda sometimes defined. But I think when I was in the house, believe me, you can't pretend for 3 months. You can't. You can't pretend. You can't be a certain way for 3 months. For 3 months, you can't. You can't act. You know what I mean? At some point, even the cameras, all that, the lights, everything becomes normal, and you begin to.
They don't
be
exist anymore.
Your true self. You know, you get tired.
What would you say?
The facade. So I think who I was in the house is who I am even now.
Excellent.
Yeah.
What would you say in Big Brother? What would you say you realized probably this was a mistake? Could you point at something that you'd say, I think it had any mistake?
Unfortunately, I'm not one of those people who really look at mistakes and regret like, hey.
Okay, I learned from that mistake.
Yeah, exactly. Because I try by all means to learn from those mistakes. And what people don't understand is sometimes if you don't make the mistake, you'd never learn. Because in life, they say experience is the best teacher. Because sometimes, no matter how many books you read, no matter how many times you see people go through something, you only learn when you go through it. That's when you truly understand.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, I'm that kind of person who can't pick one thing. So the only thing that I can point at really is that the reason why I went to Big Brother in the first place was because I realized I was already a popular artist. Everybody knew who I was in Zambia, and I needed to start crossing borders to make my name and my music familiar to the outside.
Excellent.
And that's the reason why I went there. And every time we had a task, I made sure I exposed my talent more, or it was more about my rapping or my singing or my music. And the only regret maybe was that I didn't seize the moment enough. Like I didn't put my music out there enough. Yeah.
mwaimbe nyimbo, mwawina mawadi, mwayakuma Big Brother. Mark2, what's your inspirational message to a youngster out there, even anybody trying to push, you know? Mwaliweshi wapo munuma has stuff been, yeah, you know.
I know this will sound cliche, but trust the process. You know, trust the process means it's not going to happen overnight. You know, even if that's the one thing that you are meant to do, this is your talent, this is what God blessed you with, it's not going to move from zero to that overnight. It will take a lot of work, it will take a lot of time, it will take a lot of patience, a lot of faith, a lot of dedication, discipline.
Let me ask, before I lose my thought,
yeah.
If you, Mark2, you've done so much. Was there a time in your life where wachite chintu watwala somewhere bayafukana or abantu baseka or bambe bakuchitelera oyo, or you go somewhere people will look down on you like ngoyo na yena?
Exactly, and that's normal. You know what I mean? That's a normal thing. Like for me, because
that happened to you?
Exactly, like a million times. No, really. Like, okay, so this is my backstory. I've got an email address that I opened maybe in 2004.
Okay.
So that same email address,
yeah,
even up to now, I still go back and just open it and just check out to my messages that I used to send people.
Yeah.
You know, send Kararuka, Crisis, Shani. Like, sent my demos to a bunch of people and didn't get any reply or nothing. And the thing is, when I go back and listen to those same songs that I used to send to those guys, when I listen to the song, I wouldn't have replied either if I was all those people. Because it's so bad that
yeah,
but and that's what I'm trying to say. Like the process from you just beginning to you getting to a point where you really worked on your craft and it's up to standard. It's a long process, and the music or whatever you're doing becomes better in the process. Like for me, for example, I think my first like successful song was maybe in 2006, 2007. And for me to really blow up was like in 2011, 2012. So all that time, there was still a lot of pulling. My first recording was in 2002. And when I blew up, because what I consider like my first successful song, commercial song, everybody knows what song this is and who sang the song. It was that Mami News, a song that I did with Africa. This is like in 2011, 2012.
When we come
that's
back,
10 years from the time I started recording, you know. So it takes time, man. It takes time.
I want us to talk about your marriage, because you're married when we come back. You're on Zappa Mtima. We're talking to Mark2. Meet me on the other side on Zappa Mtima.
Zappa Mtima.
This is the real deal.
The real deal is Elixir.
Elixir Kombucha. The real deal.
Zappa Mtima.
You're on Zappa Mtima and we're talking to Mark2. Mark2, I'm a divorcee after. You're not divorced. You're still married. 5 years plus.
Yeah.
How is it so? Mwakwanisha shani.
Rule number one is don't bring your marriage in the public like this. Start talking about your marriage on TV. That's the rule number one.
Yes, okay.
That's the rule number one.
Yeah.
I think at some point especially like when young people are misguided or they're excited or whatever, people get into these marriages for the wrong reason. Sometimes we have to now when I want
Do I share it?
you feel like this
Yeah.
person will be able to take care of you or do things for you that you are not able to do for yourself. And sometimes you just feel bad that this person, you've been going out with this person for years and then they ask you for your hand in marriage and you
Wow, for guilt.
you taking me right out. You just, you know what I
Wow.
mean? But I think
Yeah.
if your marriage is based on the right reasons,
Okay,
and
got it.
you feel like this is the person I was meant to spend the rest of my life with, I think that's it.
Wow.
And I'm not saying it's going to be smooth because it's not child's play, man. You know what I mean? It takes a lot of commitment and a lot of successful relationship. It takes a lot of forgiveness and being understanding. Both sides.
Wow.
Yeah.
Advice from Mark2. Umwime. Wati umupusa ukafe mwimba fie shani. This is very good. Mark2, the Mark2 Foundation.
Yeah.
What
The
inspired
whole
that,
foundation.
and where is it going?
So the Mark2 Whole Foundation is very active, contrary to popular belief. The difference with us and a lot of foundations is we are not a social media foundation. We're
Wow.
not one of those who like. Okay,
What the
are
right
you
hand-
ready? Lights, camera, action. Okay, number.
We are giving.
Yeah, you know, that sort of
I
thing.
like that. Yeah.
We've tried to do all those things behind the scenes
Wow.
and also create change that is not just artificial, like actual change. And the main reason for our foundation was to instill in young people that, hey, you can make a difference in your community yourselves. You don't have to wait for the government or some multi-million corporation to just come and do all ABCD. So even the activities that we do mostly are centered in the community, and it takes people in the community to engage us. And
What are you planning for the nearest future?
so what we have been doing is sometimes we identify kids who can't pay for their school fees, and we find people who can sponsor those kids to school. Right now, through our foundation, we have 18 kids who are being sponsored to school.
Okay.
We have donated several things to schools, clinics, orphanages, and yeah. While I'm talking about orphanages, ours is not an orphanage. We don't have a home for orphans. Ours is a foundation, so we implement ideas that help communities. So we work hand in hand with orphanages, community schools, and the like.
In the interest of time, briefly, do you have any surprise truth, a fact about your life? You know, e.g., for example, you know, or just something that nobody knows.
I don't know, man. Like,
It's good you're transparent.
I've tried to. Like, I'm not perfect, man. I'm not perfect, and I'm not afraid to show people my flaws and my mistakes. And I've tried to really put out all sides of me. People have seen the Mpondo side of me. They've seen the Amaka Akwalesa, Favor, gospel side of me. They've seen
the gentleman and the corporate side.
Love side of me. They've seen all sides of me, such that it's actually hard to pinpoint one thing.
Excellent.
But I think, all in all, I think I'm a creative, and apart from making music, I'm also a producer. I also make short films and music videos. I own a production house.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm also into graphics.
Yeah.
Though right now, of late, I haven't really been active. But Afunika's first and second album cover was designed by me. Baska's first album cover was designed by me. Joe Boy's, Peterson's Bobo Chani album was designed by me. I've designed a couple of album covers and stuff. So maybe that's one thing that people don't know.
Artist. If I shot artist for drawing. But I'm an artist.
So maybe that's what people don't know about me. I used to be an artist in school. I actually have a distinction. I've got one in.
Wow.
I could drawing it.
When we come back, we have the quick question session. One of my favorites on the program. You're on Zapam Tima, and we're coming back with the quick question session only on Zapam Tima. You're on Zapam Tima, and it's the quick question session for Mr. Kaira. Makambe, quick question session. If you can manage in less than a second, you will answer. It's a quiz, don't worry. Okay. Iref, would you keep a lion as a pet?
No.
I like that. Favorite town in Zambia?
Chingola.
Okay. Have you ever run out of gas before?
Yes. Yes.
Makito.
Snow.
Yeah, hapo petrol.
You never run that. No, I know my car. But sometimes you just you have these crazy days where it's really crazy.
Yeah.
But by the time we some cool ocean, go and shmoto gambo go pick some type of no, so when the book to the filling station. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, excellent.
I'm not even ashamed of this. Like maybe last year at some point, up.
Wow. Have you ever hidden something and then later you failed to find it?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Money.
Plans to turn into a vegetarian? Turn to vegetarian someday?
When from life could I enjoy.
Someone said you to irape pano kupepa kuli nama pa nai yali paro akale. Okay, all right. And any ambitions to be president, MP, councillor?
I'm already ghetto president.
No. Have you ever blacked out from booze?
No, sir, I don't drink.
Oh, okay, all right. 3 chicks at the same time?
No.
Before?
No. Or in Bangkok.
It's Bangkok. Okay, Jesus. St. Michael, I didn't though, for both recreation and medicinal properties. What's your take?
I don't know. I've never smoked weed.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Excellent.
Why do you sound like you don't believe me?
Oh, I do.
Oh, okay.
I like that. Let's apale. Thank you so much. Don't forget Novagamba. Mwachita we know. Zapam Tima. We definitely are going to call you back sometime.
Thank you so much.
So much knowledge, and wisdom, and I think a lot of people are inspired out there.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
By the way, nimi kwa tena gift. Na for we know. Imamuli wa music def. Aka mulelishe nyimbo.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Ati JPL. Mulebika mu matwi. Ifyo fyenu. Nimi sentela na jinje na chifisa.
Thank you so much.
Muleba healthy. So
yeah, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
We hope to have you back here. Inspire somebody, motivate somebody, because you have achieved what a lot of people want to achieve out there.
Yeah.
You are on Zapam Tima, and that's what's been our show for today. So until next time, on Zapam Tima.